everybody, welcome into Siren Records Monterey. It's Fresh Catch Friday, and today there are new releases and reissues to tell you about. Just, some of them. There's a lot of stuff out, but last Saturday was the first drop of the record store day stuff, so I didn't get a chance to do Friday for you last week because it was just like too much going on, which was a shame because of the release that I'm going to have as my pick of the week this week. It was technically out on vinyl last week, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about it. It is My Morning Jacket, The Waterfall 2, and this is like my favorite band, my favorite boy, and this is a really great record because, well, I've got two different ones here for you. I've got the limited edition, this one, the deluxe limited edition. It's the green and orange marbled vinyl, and it has like a mirrored gatefold with this one, and download card is included, but also the label when you're playing it, it's the Zoetrope one where the on the turntable spinning, and you get to see the shapes moving around like that. It's like really a little deluxe-y there for you. And I also have the indie exclusive, which is on maroon vinyl for you. So yay, this is like, the best thing ever for somebody like me who's been waiting on this. This band hasn't had a release out as a band since 2015, and that was The Waterfall. This is not necessarily a companion piece. The Waterfall 2, they were in here in Stinson Beach recording in 2013, and they recorded enough to make two albums. And initially they kind of toyed with the idea of making this a double, but there was a lot of songs that are very different, kind of feel from one another. So they went ahead and put The Waterfall out in 2015, and now here we go. They've always kind of hinted at it. It's always been kind of thought of as like a lost album, but even in 2017, they were kind of hinting that it was still around, but these guys, they stay busy, and I guess they felt the time was right to put it out now. And if you're thinking that, oh, these are just the throwaway tracks from The Waterfall, it's absolutely not so. If you think of The Waterfall as, kind of all the disruption and, kind of conflict, this album is like almost a tonic in the aftermath of like, what you do afterwards for the healing. So, it's kind of amazing too how these guys do this where, stuff that was written years before is still so poignant now. And, in this kind of crazy time that we're all living in, this stuff, even though it's 5 years old, it doesn't seem like it. It's very much present day. It means something to you now. There's a lot of different influence going on this record. Like you can hear all kinds of things from like some influence of like Beach Boys and Beatles to King Crimson. And then of course that, they're known for, that typical My Morning Jacket sort of sound. This album seems like it is very much made for live performance, and of course we can't do that anymore, so you just have to put it on and make believe for now. There's so many tracks on this where I keep thinking, I can't wait to see this live, and I don't know when that's going to be, but there's some like real amazing tunes on here for just lend themselves to that extended concert experience. There's one in particular, Wasted, that kind of comes in over the 10-minute mark, and if you're a My Morning Jacket fan, or if you've become accustomed to their live shows, you know how perfect that is. And Magic Bullet is another one, really seems to be perfect for the live experience, but also great for your listening pleasure at home. And I love it. I think it's really, really great. So anyway, I got both versions for you here. The deluxe on the orange and green vinyl that is sort of like a marbled effect of these colors here, the green and orange. And then the other one is the indie exclusive, and that is on maroon vinyl. So you can get those here. Love, love, love. So that's technically my pick for the week. Now we're going to get into some stuff that is, legit here for this week. I think there's a couple in here also from last week, but first up, let's get on with it. This is A$AP Rock, and this is Float, and this is on Rhyme Rhyme Sayers, sorry. So in 2000, A$AP Rock released this first official album. He had, following like like a steady ascent with these previous underground two releases. One that was called Music for Earthworms from 1997, and then the Apple CDP from 1999. So every album he's done that has captured this like continual evolution, this one is kind of where it really all culminated in 2000. And it was really impactful, as it's got like something like 20 tracks, I'm thinking 20 tracks deep, but there was never any singles off of this. So it was all written to be part of the album experience. So anyway, very critically acclaimed. And for this is like the 20th anniversary, so they've pressed it on 3 different colors. You can get the blue, it's a double album, so you can get the blue version or the green version or the yellow version. Okay, so those are all here. And yeah, that's like a big anniversary release. Okay, next up I've got for you All Them Witches. Also got 2 different versions of this for you. This one is Nothing as the Ideal. This is on New West Records, and they've kind of built a career out of like playing music that really can't be pigeonholed. This was recorded at the world famous Abbey Road Studios, and it's just kind of their usual bluesy riffs, psychedelic kind of big time drums, but real melodic bass, that kind of stuff. So they also have kind of a different take on lyrics. It's very like kind of a non-linear kind of lyric that they... Sorry about that. Had a little interruption where delivery came right in the middle when I'm trying to talk to you. Anyway, we were talking about All Them Witches, and what you got here with this is just a real thought-provoking banger of a record. And you've got 2 different ways. There's the indie exclusive, which is on clear vinyl. That's this one here. Okay, that was indie exclusive on clear vinyl. And you've got the special edition, which is a picture disc, and it's got a poster. Picture disc and a poster. Okay, so both ways also here. Okay, next up we have Jack Johnson with the Brushfire Fairy Tales, and this is on the Ever Loving label. So this thing, what it is, it's his debut album that was launched out of the garage 20 years ago. This is the 20th anniversary of this. It has kind of stood the test of time, and it's sold over 2.5 million copies of this. So it's been remastered from the original analog tapes. This is like what they're calling a true triple A edition, pressed at RTI on HQ vinyl, high quality vinyl, 180 gram for unsurpassed quality and long life. And this, they're saying it's a must for audiophiles and beach bums alike. Also includes a download card. Okay, get your Jack Johnson fix there. Okay, this is Grantley Phillips. This is Lightning, Show Us Your Stuff. This is on Yep Rock Records. Okay, this is the guy from Grantley, Buffalo. He's had kind of a long and prolific career of singing and songwriting. This one here, let's see, it's, yeah, Lightning, Show Us Your Stuff. It's it's a real what they're calling his most inspired, and it's his 10th solo release, and it really bears the markings of this guy's real prolific output over the years, from his days with Grantley, Buffalo, all the way through being a solo artist. So let me see, anything else real important to tell you about this? Anyway, it's like, kind of what they're calling a spontaneous approach, and it's I guess that's become very traditional with his solo work. So anyway, this is brand spanking new. Okay, next up we have Rex Orange County, and this is Because You Will Never Be Free, and the label is also Rex Orange County. This is the debut album by him, and it was written and recorded in his bedroom when he was 16 years old. And it really, it caught a real wave of interest. There was a long time where there was a lot of labels really kind of trying to get this guy signed, because he was the up and coming thing. this was self-released on his Bandcamp page in 2015, and it, it's really got these lo-fi textures, very high definition, and very emotional, high definition emotions, I guess you could say. So them led him to hook up with Tyler, the Creator, and he came to Los Angeles, and I think that it was, yeah, he sang on a couple of tracks on Tyler's album called Flower Boy. So that's when he kind of, came to into the limelight, and people started really taking notice. Now he's had two subsequent records that he's put out. Let's see, there was 2017's Apricot Princess and 2019's Pony. Both of them charted top 5 in the UK, US, and Australia. So this now marks the 5th anniversary of Because You Will Never Be Free, and it's on vinyl for the first time. So Rex Orange County, it's here. All right, now we've got the Rolling Stones, the reissue of Goat's Head Soup, and there's 3 vinyl ways to get this. One is just the regular, just reissue. Another one is the double vinyl version. Okay, and we'll talk about more what's going on with that. Then you've got the super duper deluxe box here too. Okay, so what the deal is that Goat's Head Soup was the 11th British record and the 13th American release for the Stones. It was recorded in Jamaica, and like in 72 and 73, it was released in August of 1973. So the four LP set, what's in here is it's on half speed remastered, 2020 album mix. So it's all been kind of mixed a little differently. There's rarities and alternative mixes. Okay, the original LP, the alternative mixes and rarities, and then you also get the double LP of the legendary 1973 concert called A Brussels Affair. So that's all in here, and it's all on heavyweight 180 gram vinyl. The double LP also has the alternative mixes and rarities, but just double vinyl, and then there's just the regular straight up reissue. So the rarities and alternative mixes, that particular album, unless you're like a real full-blown Stones fan, you may not appreciate that, and it might seem like a lot of filler to you. There's not really that much deviation and difference, but there is like one really cool thing of that track Dancing with Mr. D is on here, which is just like so great, and there's like an alternative rarity in there that is just the band sort of jamming without Mick there, and it's it's like pretty interesting to listen to. So anyway, people have been waiting for this one. This of course had the big huge hit single Angie on here, but yeah, you can get that a few different ways in top drawer. Okay, next up, this is Slowdive Pygmalion. This is on Music on Vinyl. Now, when they disbanded in 1995, a lot of music fans were thinking, okay, that's just the death of shoegaze, that genre. And then they reunited in 2014. But anyway, this, after Just for a Day and Slovakia, this Pygmalion came out, and it was a much more different, very abstract album, whereas on Slovakia, they had attempted to put a lot more structure in place. This one here with Pygmalion came out, it has more elements of ambient electronica on this particular record. So anyway, here it is. It's the 25th anniversary of this album. It's a anniversary edition of 3,000 copies, and it is on clear and green marbled vinyl, which is actually really, really pretty because it's kind of this seafoam green and clear. It's a really good looking piece of vinyl, and it's 180 gram audiophile vinyl. Okay, then we have Elliott Smith. This is on Kill Rock Stars, and this is the 25th anniversary as well of this classic album. It was remastered from the original source material. It has a 52-page hardbound coffee table book that has previously unseen photos. It has handwritten lyrics and reminiscence little essays from his friends and colleagues. So the second LP on this includes the earliest live solo recordings that are known from September of 1994. Yeah, so that's a pretty nice, you know, September 17th, 1974. And like I said, they think that that is the earliest known recordings of solo live stuff that he did. Okay, next up is the music inspired by, or let's see, what is this? This is the music from and inspired by the motion picture Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. You guys remember this movie? I love this movie. It's so good. There's just like that opening scene where it's like, you know, the cinematography, it's just panning over, you know, kind of this sort of fields, but it's like K.D. Lang's voice just singing Skylark over the top of it. It's really good. And I don't know, I love this movie. I think it was like super entertaining. It's just great. But anyway, songs like this, you know, Johnny Mercer, and let me see what else is on here. K.D. Lang, obviously, Joe Williams, Paula Cole, Rosemary Clooney. It's got a mixture of different kind of stuff. It's very much a real vibe, a kind of a feeling, and that kind of, you know, lets you think about Savannah and the story that is behind this. Yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, you really should. It's awesome. So anyway, there you go. I think that's also first time on vinyl. See if I have a note about that. Yes, and it's limited edition on green vinyl as well. Okay, so now this one's pretty exciting. This is Throwing Muses. This is Sun Racket, and this is on Fire Records. And this is a brand new album from this legendary Boston trio. So Throwing Muses, that's like Kristen Hirsch and Dave Narciso and Bernard George. This is the follow-up to 2013's Purgatory Paradise. And this band kind of really helped shape alternative music. You know, they had these great, you know, they're kind of known as being like kind of a real guitar-laden band. And then Kristen Hirsch has like a real storytelling sort of output with her lyrics. And this one is this, you know, it's like a little opus of, you know, tales that are wrought with, you know, tension and grief and that kind of stuff. That's just their MO. But then it's all set against this real wall of sound that they're able to achieve. So yeah, if you've been wondering whatever happened to Throwing Muses, this is it. New one. Okay, back. All right, and let's wrap it up here with Yo La Tengo Electro Pura. This is 2 LPs. This is on Matador. And this is the 25th anniversary of this one. A lot of 25th, 20th anniversary stuff going on. This is a 58-minute master has been expanded into a 2 LP edition for the highest quality audio for you. And it's now also in a gatefold sleeve, and it wasn't before. So let me look at the sticker. Yeah, it's just, they're calling it a subculture tour de force. So Yo La Tengo, it's kind of better than it ever was before. All right, so that's kind of wrapping it up for now. You can purchase stuff like that I've shown you here, either on our eBay store, which is Siren Records, or Discogs. We are the Record Mule, and also we have SirenRecordsMonterey.com. So you can do it those 3 different ways. I hope you will take a listen to My Morning Jacket, the Waterfall 2. It's just superb. And please let the world be back to normal at some point so we can hear these great tunes live. Okay, so I hope everybody's hanging in there. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Oh, and also, did you get anything good for that first drop of Record Store Day? If you did, drop a note down below. I'd love to hear what you got. And if you're like happy and pleased with the, you know, the way that whole thing went. It's really difficult this year. I guess we're having another drop this month and another one in October. So kind of a extended thing, and everybody's trying to perfect the way that they get their customers served. So anyway, keep it together, everybody. We'll get there, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.